Hello and welcome to On the Spot with Sharmeen on Indoz TV. We're out in the community meeting interesting people, picking their brains and pulling out real stories. Fast, honest and unfiltered. Ready to roll? Let's go. An 8-year-old girl moved to Australia from Pakistan. 2 decades later, she becomes the first Muslim and Punjabi girl to be elected to the Parliament of Queensland in Australia. We're recording from the studios of Brisbane today. My name is Sharmeen Thomas and you are watching and listening to On the Spot. This is part of our Women's Day special edition, and with me in studio today I have Bisma Asif. She is the Member of Parliament for Sandgate in Queensland. Bisma, welcome to On the Spot.
Thank you, Sharmeen. Good to be with you.
Thanks, Bisma. Bisma, thank you so much at the outset for making it here today. I know you have a jam-packed schedule. You are busy with women, with the youth, with the elderly. You're out there every day. But what I'd really like to ask you today, what's it like? What's a day in the life of Bisma?
No 2 days are the same. My normal day normally starts with a very strong black coffee, and I then go on to read the news of the day, either local or national, and make sure that I'm aware with what's going on, and then very quickly head into the office, and we either have events that we've got planned locally, or I've got lots of meetings with my constituents who might want to raise something with me. And if it's a parliamentary sitting week, we head into Parliament and we're in the chamber for question time. So yeah, no 2 days are the same, but it's always very busy.
So given where you've come from, you obviously have a love for country, but also you've witnessed the need for change. So what are maybe some of the life events that you've gone through that have put you on the current trajectory of being a public figure, of being a politician?
I really wanted to make a difference because I saw the need of pointing out that we need equality, and I thought that that's something that I could provide, an equal opportunity no matter your bank account balance, no matter your background, your religion or where you come from. And I really wanted to be able to be a voice for everyone. So that's what sort of made me want to go on and do that, and I'm hoping that I'm able to make that difference in my role.
When exactly did you recognize or realize that you might get into politics? I joined actually when I was in university, and there was a lot of talk about a health campaign, and then I had some health issues which I wanted to fight against around, they were trying, the government at the time was trying to take away scans that were on our healthcare system, Medicare, and blood tests, and I had to save up a lot of money at the time when I was working multiple jobs to do that, and I can recognize that, when people get sick, they get sick very quickly, and it could happen to anyone. So we need to fight for a system which doesn't look at how much money you have, but really the level of care that they are given, and that's what I wanted to fight for, and I'm very proud to stand by that. So that at that point was when I joined the Labor Party, and I campaigned and fought for those things, and I haven't looked back since. That's incredible, Bisma. Are there any personal stories, perhaps, that have influenced you as a South Asian woman, as someone who moved from Pakistan as a migrant?
Yeah, one of the earliest memories I have of switching on to politics was when I was 16 years old, and back home in Pakistan there was a 15-year-old girl. Her name was Malala Yousafzai, who a lot of your viewers might know. She was standing up against a group of men with guns who were trying to stop her from going to school and getting an education. And this brave girl of 15 years of age decided that she had a right to an education, and that's not something that someone could take away from her, and she decided to fight back to these men and took a stance for herself and other women and girls in her circle. And I just think about that very often, because that was where I realised the privilege that I had been awarded, where my parents decided to migrate to Australia to give my sister and I a good education and a good future. And since then I've really valued the strength that Malala showed, and I hold that very close to me to try and make sure that there is equality.
I agree. Malala has inspired
multiple generations of women across the world, a very, very powerful figure. Bisma, you're young, and if I'm not mistaken, you're probably sitting at the cusp of being a millennial and a Gen Z. So, which team would you pick if you had to pick one?
Oh, that's a hard one. I feel like both have such good traits. I love the millennial music. I grew up on Bollywood as well. So all of those things I, hold very close to me. But I think with Gen Zs, they are more relaxed, they're more laid back, and they don't look at, the societal barriers, and they're very happy-going. So I like to take the best from both sides.
That's perfect. It was a trick question, but I think you navigated it perfectly. In just a few words, Bisma, what does Bisma stand for?
If I could be known for, what I stand for, it would be around being someone who is outspoken against the wrongs of the world and trying to fight for what is right and what is good. And, a lot of that stems from making sure that there is no division and we're looking at everyone through the lens of what they contribute rather than the colour of their skin or where they come from or the religion that they practice, but really looking at the contribution that they make to our society and our country as a human being, and that's what I'm trying to highlight, is that equality is key, and if I can try to leave that as a legacy and point out, I've now been given a platform where I think it's important to call out the behaviours that might look to divide us, because I think it's important for people to be able to do that, especially those that may not feel like they have an opportunity to do it in their current place.
Based on what you just shared, Bisma, are these some stereotypes that you have faced at a personal and professional level at some stage?
I think we highlighted I'm the first Muslim, I'm the first Punjabi. I am also quite young in the Queensland Parliament. And, when you enter politics, it's always something that people look at through a lens of, what intentions does this person have? And my intention very early was to try and make a positive difference and a positive contribution in every room that I enter. And I, of course, like most people in most workplaces, do have those experiences. So I try to see if I can change that perception. And I do that by knowing my stuff. When I walk into a room and someone wants to question how much I know, I make sure I do my research and I go in prepared. And when I'm preparing for Parliament, I try to make sure I know my stuff. So I think that comes the extra level of responsibility to make sure that no one can question my age or my background as a reason why they shouldn't believe what I'm saying.
And that's also putting a lot of pressure on yourself, to be fair. We're only human and we learn every single day, but that's obviously something that makes you work really hard. Talking a little bit about your roots again, how do you balance, where you've come from and being an Australian citizen?
Yeah. I'm very proud of both, and I think I would really like to highlight how much good someone who has a different culture and someone who maybe celebrates things a little bit differently, how fun that can be and how much that can bring. And, I know a lot of migrant children, and I was one of them when growing up. It wasn't always something that I liked to highlight when we had festivities like Eid, and I know a lot of kids like to celebrate Diwali. It might not be something that they highlight a lot, but I want every child to feel comfortable to share what their culture is and what festivities they celebrate and how they do it, and share that with the world, because there's so much good. And I think that will only come if we make the world and our society here in Australia a place where it is welcoming and where people can celebrate together. And that's something that I really want to try and champion.
Bisma, you've been raw, you've been unfiltered, and we're very grateful, but we're ready to take that up to the next level, because now we are officially in our on-the-spot rapid fire.
Okay,
so this is going to be questions that are not related to politics or you, just fun, random. So watch out. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Your favorite holiday spot in Australia?
Mooloolaba Beach on the Sunshine Coast.
A sport you enjoy watching?
Cricket.
I should ask, what team do you support, Bisma?
Australia.
And what if Pakistan was playing?
Well, Pakistan, but it's always very hard when Australia and Pakistan are competing together, because then I am in the middle. Yeah.
Well, that was meant to be a trick question, but you navigated it well. Well done. Now, the best thing about being half millennial, half Gen Z.
You take the best of both worlds.
That's it. A non-negotiable daily ritual.
Coffee.
Are you a night owl or are you an early bird?
A night owl.
Are you a cat woman or a dog lady?
Or cats.
Cats. If you could own a hashtag, what would it be, Bisma?
Be kind.
And your ultimate political dream?
To leave the world and our country and our state in a better place.
Well, Bisma, I was hoping you'd say you want to be Prime Minister one day, because as a woman, that's what I'm rooting for you. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you at our studio at Indoz TV.
Thanks, Sharmeen.
Thank you.